Welcome to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. Chapter 1 in Foundations. After completing this chapter, you will be able to explain life skills, list the principles that contribute to success, design a mission statement, set long-term and short-term goals, demonstrate effective time management, employ successful learning tools, define aesthetics, develop a positive personality and attitude. Explain life skills. While it is extremely important to master good technical skills, it is equally important to learn and apply sound life skills. Beauty and wellness is at heart a creative industry where you are expected to exercise your artistic talent. To be successful in a salon, spa, or barbershop environment, you need to have well-developed communication, decision-making, image building, customer service, self-actualization, goal setting, and time management skills. These life skills are the foundation of success for students and professionals. In addition, developing effective study skills will help you achieve your educational and professional goals. Beauty professionals should study and have a thorough understanding of life skills because practicing good life skills will lead to a more satisfying and productive beauty and wellness career. Beauty professionals work with many different types of clients, and life skills can help interactions positive in any situation. The ability to deal with difficult circumstances comes from having well-developed skills. Having life skills builds self-esteem, which helps individuals achieve their goals. Life skills in action. Life skills are day-to-day actions and capabilities that help you to be a productive and well-rounded person. Some of the most important life skills for you to remember and practice include being helpful and caring for others, making good friends, feeling good about yourself, having a good sense of humor, maintaining a cooperative attitude, approaching work with a strong sense of responsibility, being consistent in your work, adapting successfully to different situations, sticking to a goal and seeing a job through to completion, mastering techniques to become more organized, developing sound decision-making skills. List the principles that contribute to success. Success has been defined in many ways over the years, varying from person to person. What is your definition of success? Take a few minutes to think and then write down your answer. The process of self-actualization, fulfilling one's full potential, requires a lifelong commitment. Stay the course and fuel your passion by following proven success-building steps. Action steps for success. Being successful in life requires hard work and effort. Continually focusing on the following action steps will create a solid foundation for achieving your goals. Build self-esteem. Self-esteem is based on inner strength and begins with trusting your ability to achieve set goals. It is essential that you begin developing high self-esteem while you are in school. Reading positive affirmations is a great way to start. Visualize success. Imagine working in your dream shop. You are competently handling clients, loving the job and the environment. The more you practice visualization, the more easily you will turn your vision into reality. Build on your strengths. Practicing doing whatever helps you maintain a positive self-image. If you are good at something, playing the guitar, running, cooking, gardening, singing, the time you invest in that activity will allow you to feel good about yourself. Remember that there are many things you are good at that you do not realize. You may be a good listener, for instance, or a caring, considerate friend. Be kind to yourself. This action step may be the hardest, but it is the most important one for success. Eliminate counterproductive, self-critical, or negative thoughts. If you make a mistake, view it as a learning opportunity to improve yourself and get it right next time. Stay true to yourself. Be yourself and be professional. It takes too much time and effort to be someone you are not. Being unique is a valuable asset. Practice new behaviors. Because achieving success is a skill, you can develop it by practicing positive new behaviors, such as speaking with confidence, standing tall, and using proper grammar. Keep your personal life separate from your work. Talking about your personal life at work is counterproductive and can cause the whole shop to suffer. Try to separate your work life from your home life and develop a healthy work-life balance. Keep your energy up. Successful beauty professionals take care of themselves. Get the proper amount of sleep, eat healthy foods, and manage your time wisely. Also, create balance by spending time with family and friends, having hobbies, and enjoying recreational activities. Respect others. Make a conscious effort to respect everyone. Exercise good manners by using words such as please, thank you, and excuse me. Practice being a good listener and remember not to interrupt others when they are speaking. Stay productive. 3 bad habits can keep you from maintaining peak performance. 1. Procrastination. 2. Perfectionism. 3. Lacking a game plan. You will see an almost instant improvement in your productivity when you eliminate these troublesome tendencies. Procrastination is putting off until tomorrow what you can do today. For example, I will study tomorrow instead of today. This thought process will maybe attributed to scheduling too many tasks at one time, which is a symptom of faulty organization. Perfectionism is an unhealthy compulsion to do things perfectly. Success is not defined as doing everything perfectly. As long as you learn from your mistakes, you will be successful. In fact, someone who never makes a mistake may not be taking the necessary risks for growth and improvement. Having a game plan is the conscious act of planning your life instead of just letting things happen. While an overall game plan is usually organized into large blocks of time, 5 or 10 years, it is just as important to set daily, monthly, and yearly goals. Where do you want to be in your career in 5 years from now? What do you have to do this week, this month, and this year to move closer to that goal? Motivation and self-management. Starting something new can be both exciting and intimidating. For example, many new students feel nervous about starting beauty and wellness school. Whatever emotions you may feel, motivation and self-management skills will help you move to the next level in your career. To achieve success, you need more than an external push. You must feel a sense of personal excitement and have a good reason for staying the course. You are in charge of managing your own life and learning. Embracing your creativity will help you to achieve this goal successfully. Your creative capability. Being creative means having a talent such as painting, acting, playing an instrument, writing, cutting hair, applying makeup, or creating nail art. Creativity is also an unlimited inner source of ideas and solutions. To enhance your creativity, keep these guides in mind. Be positive. Criticism blocks the creative mind from exploring ideas and discovering solutions to challenges. Look around for creative inspiration. Tap into the creative energy of art, museums, music, fashion shows, and magazines. Improve your vocabulary. Build a positive vocabulary by using active problem-solving words like explore, analyze, and determine. Surround yourself with others who share your passion. In today's hectic and pressured world, many talented people find that they are more creative in an environment where people work together and share ideas. This is where the value of a strong team comes into play. Check in. What principles contribute to personal and professional success? Design a mission statement. An essential part of business is the mission statement, which establishes the purpose and values by which an individual or institution lives and works. It provides a sense of direction by defining guiding principles and clarifying goals, as well as indicating how an organization operates. Often when you find the mission statement of a company posted for customers to read, look for one the next time you are in a hotel, fast food restaurant, or other service related business. The mission may be more than just a statement. It often becomes the cultural pulse of an organization. A well thought out sense of purpose in the form of a mission statement will also help individuals on their journey to success. Try to prepare a 1 or 2 sentence mission statement that communicates who you are and what you want from your life. One example of a simple yet thoughtful mission statement is, I'm dedicated to pursuing a successful career with dignity, honesty, and integrity. Your mission statement can lead you in the right direction and help you feel secure when things temporarily go off course. For reinforcement, keep a copy of your mission statement where you can see it and read it frequently. Check in. How is having a mission statement useful, both now and in the future? Set long-term and short-term goals. Do you have a direction, drive, desire, and a dream? If so, do you have a reasonable idea on how to go about meeting your goals? Goal setting is the identification of long-term and short-term goals. When you know what you want, you can draw a circle around your destination and chart the best course to get there. By mapping out your goals, you will see where to focus your attention in order to fulfill your dreams. Focus on the goal. Determine whether your goal-setting plan is effective by asking yourself these key questions. Are there specific skills I will need to learn in order to meet my goals? Is the information I need to reach my goals readily available? Am I willing to seek out a mentor or a coach to enhance my learning? What is the best method of approach to accomplish my goals? Am I open to finding better ways of putting my plan into practice? How goal setting works. When setting goals, characterize them based on the amount of time it takes to accomplish them. An example of a short-term goal is to get through an exam successfully. Another short-term goal is to graduate from beauty and wellness school. Short-term goals can usually be accomplished in a year or less. Long-term goals are measured in larger increments of time, such as 2, 5, or 10 years, or even longer. An example of a long-term goal is becoming a spa owner in 5 years. Once you have organized your thoughts, create 2 columns labeled short-term and long-term. List your goals in the corresponding column. Then break up your goals into smaller pieces so they don't seem out of sight or overwhelming. For example, if you are a part-time beauty and wellness student, one of your long-term goals should be to become a licensed beauty professional. At first, getting this license might seem to require an overwhelming amount of time and effort. However, when larger aspirations are divided into short-term goals, such as going to class on time, completing homework assignments, and mastering techniques, you will find that accomplishing each short-term goal progressively leads to the accomplishment of the larger goal. Remember to set feasible goals, create a plan of action, and revisit the plan often. While adjusting goals and action plans may be necessary from time to time, successful people know that focusing on their goals will move them toward additional success. Screen time. On average, a person spends about 4 hours checking emails, looking at websites, and watching videos. The average teenager sends nearly 80 text messages a day. To find out if you are managing your time well, try this exercise. Write down the time in the morning when you first go online. Check email or send a message. Do what you normally do online. Note the time you finish these activities. Throughout the day, try to estimate and add to your list how much additional time you spend on these activities. At the end of the day, total up the time you spend online. Are you surprised? Time management experts recommend that people work for the first 45 minutes or hour of the day, avoiding emailing, web browsing, and texting. You too can use this time to plan the day, review reading materials for school, or do other work. The first hour of the day, quiet and often free of interruptions, is often the best time to accomplish something concrete. How to set and track short-term goals. Read Chapter 1, Action Steps. Read the first part at lunch, finish after dinner. Practice speaking to clients in a pleasing voice. Action steps. Do with family tonight. Create my own mission statement. Action steps. Review sample in Chapter 1 and write your own. Start learning trends. Action steps. Search online. Read trade and beauty magazines. Make a 5-word trend list. Prepare to pass the Chapter 1 exam. Action steps. Review what I read. Ask instructor any questions. Have study lessons with 2 friends. Practice being on time. Action steps. Set alarm for 15 minutes earlier. Give yourself $1 every time I get close to 10 minutes early. Build my vocabulary. Action steps. Buy book or find website. Learn 1 new word a day. Check-in. Can you go about setting long-term and short-term goals? Demonstrate effective time management. Effectively managing your time will help you reach your goals more quickly. Here are some ways you can be more effective at time management. Learn to prioritize by organizing tasks on your to-do list from most important to least important. When designing your time management system, make sure it will work for you. For example, if you are a person who needs a fair amount of flexibility, schedule some blocks of unstructured time. Never take on more than you can handle. Learn to say no, firmly but kindly, and mean it. It will be easier to complete tasks if activities are limited. Learn problem-solving techniques that will save you time and needless frustration. Give yourself some downtime whenever you are frustrated, overwhelmed, worried, or feeling guilty. You lose valuable time and energy when you are in a negative state of mind. Unfortunately, there may be situations where you cannot get up and walk away. To handle these difficult times, try practicing the technique of deep breathing. Fill your lungs as much as you can and exhale slowly. After about 5 to 10 breaths, you will usually find that you have calmed down and your inner balance has been restored. Have a notepad, organizer, tablet, or other digital application accessible at all times. Make daily, weekly, and monthly schedules that show exam times, study sessions, and any other regular commitments. Plan leisure time around these commitments rather than the other way around. Identify times during the day when you are energetic and times when you want or need to relax. Plan your schedule accordingly. Reward yourself with a special treat or activity for work done well and efficient time management. Did you know? In a salon, spa, or barbershop environment, it takes a team effort to efficiently manage time. Shops book appointments based on the types of service being provided, the clientele, and the shop type. Some businesses operate without setting appointments and instead work on a walk-in or first-come, first-served basis. Both methods require beauty professionals to practice effective communication with fellow professionals and peers. Making sure that you arrive on time, start your first client as soon as they arrive, and stay on schedule will take you a long way toward success as a beauty professional. The front desk and manager can be tremendous help if you find yourself falling behind or if you have the opportunity to add on a service and need help fitting it into your day. With experience, you will learn to accommodate late clients and add on services like a pro. Do not neglect physical activity. Remember that exercise and recreation stimulate clear thinking. Schedule at least 1 block of free time each day. This will be your hedge against events that happen unexpectedly, such as car trouble, childcare problems, helping a friend in need, or other unforeseen circumstances. Understand the value of to-do lists for the day and the week. These lists help prioritize tasks and activities. a key element to organizing time efficiently. Make effective time management a habit. What are some of the most effective ways to manage time? Having a successful career as a beauty professional begins by employing key learning tools while you are in school. To realize the greatest benefits education can provide, commit yourself to doing the following: attend all classes, arrive to class early, have all necessary materials ready, listen attentively to your instructor, take notes, highlight important points, pay close attention during summary and review sessions. When something is not clear, ask for clarification. If you are still unsure, ask again for assistance. Here's a tip. After becoming a licensed professional, seek continuing education opportunities. Never stop learning. The beauty and wellness industry is consistently changing. There are always new trends, techniques, products, and information. Reading magazines, joining industry associations, attending trade shows, and enrolling in advanced educational classes are all ways to continue learning. Everyone learns in their own personal and unique ways. Your study skills should use those methods or tools that will help you absorb and retain new information. Learning about all the study skills available will help you find what works best for you and make valuable use of your time. Repetition. Whether you repeat information in your head, say it out loud, write it down, or practice it hands-on, repetition helps your short-term memory secure a firmer grasp on the information, making it easier to retrieve when you need it. Organization can be used to process new information for both short-term and long-term memory use. If a new topic seems particularly overwhelming, categorize the information into smaller segments. For example, rather than trying to learn all about the layers of skin at once, study one skin division at a time. Mnemonic is a device that helps you remember or recall information. It can be a word association, acronym, song or rhyme, or any other form of memory trigger that helps you to recall information. Word associations. To promote better long-term memory, try to associate new information with prior knowledge by using word association techniques. For example, the outermost layer of the epidermis is the stratum corneum. It's also known as the horny layer because it consists of tightly packed cells that are similar to an animal's horn or hoof. The outer cells are continually shed and replaced with new cells from the underlying layers of the epidermis. In this example, corn or corneum rhymes with horn, providing an easy way to remember both technical and alternate terminology. Using word associations can be helpful for remembering most information. However, be sure to create associations that mean something to you. Meaningful associations will assist you in actually learning the material and make it easier for you to retrieve it from your long-term memory when you need it. Acronyms. You can create an acronym by using the first letter in a series of words. For example, the bone of the skull can be remembered using the phrase PEST of peritoneal, ethmoid, symphonoid, temporal, octuple, and with the words shapes, sensation, heat, regulation, absorption, protection, excretion, and secretion. Shapes is a particularly good acronym because the skin also gives shapes to the body. Songs or rhymes. Songs or rhymes do not have to be complicated. Something as simple as keep the air and the hair moving when blow drying to prevent burning the client's scalp, or rock and roll rotting creates a spiral perm to illustrate a writing technique can be an effective reminder during application procedures. Visual study skills. For some, the need to visually lay out thoughts, plans, and ideas is key to retaining information. For these learners, the more visual study skills of mind mapping and note-taking can be effective learning tools. Mind mapping is a method you can use to create a visual representation of your thoughts, ideas, or class notes. Here are some basic guidelines for mind mapping a topic. Write the main topic or problem in the center of a piece of paper. Think about the topic and allow your ideas to flow. Write down keywords or ideas that come to mind. Use lines to correct the keywords in the main topic. Expand on the keywords by creating new connections to additional thoughts or information. Use colors and/or symbols to highlight important information. Note-taking is a valuable skill to develop for studying and for working in the business world. Effective note-takers listen carefully and pay attention to verbal cues that alert them to important information. When taking notes, listen and watch for these cues. The speaker emphasizes words or phrases. You hear directives such as "you need to know" or "you might want to remember." The speaker uses definitive words such as "main" or "first." That provides the importance or the order of something. If it gets written on the board, it's usually important. Although most of us develop our own way of taking notes, here are some general tips to get you started. Remember, you need to take notes in a way that makes sense to you and that will help you make the most of the process. Develop or select a note-taking template that works best for the way you like to organize new information. Date and number the note pages for easier organization when you need to review them. Listen carefully to lesson introductions, and summaries. Use keywords or phrases to identify main points. Use complete and accurate sentences when the instructor says "you need to know" or "this is important," or when technical definitions are used. Use marks or symbols to emphasize important words, definitions, and so on. Use symbols, pictures, and diagrams to create visual reminders or to illustrate a concept. Use colored pens or highlighters to emphasize important points. Establishing good study habits. If you find studying overwhelming, focus on small tasks, one at a time. For example, instead of trying to study for 3 hours at a time, set the bar lower by studying in smaller chunks of time. If your mind tends to wander in class, try writing down keywords or phrases as your instructor discusses them. Anytime you lose focus, do not hesitate to stay after class and ask questions based on your notes. Another study tip is to find other students who are helpful and supportive. Studying in groups can bring positive results for everyone, including improved study skills and a better understanding of the material. Part of developing good study habits is knowing where, when, and how to study. Where? Establish a comfortable, quiet place to study without interruptions. Have everything you need: books, pens, paper, proper lighting prior to studying. Remain as alert as possible by sitting upright. Reclining will make you sleepy. When? Start out by estimating how much study time you need. Study when you feel most energetic and motivated. Practice effective time management by studying during blocks of time that would otherwise be wasted, such as while you're waiting at the doctor's office or taking a bus across town. How? Study just one section of a chapter at a time and review key points. This method is more effective than reading the entire chapter at once. Highlight keywords and phrases as you go along. Test yourself on each section to ensure that you understand the information. Remember that every effort you make to follow through on your education is an investment in your future. The progress you make with your learning will increase your confidence In fact, when you have mastered a range of information and techniques, your self-esteem will soar right along with your grades. Check in. How do you describe good study habits? Define ethics. Ethics are the moral principles by which we live and work. In a shop setting, ethical standards should guide your conduct with clients and fellow employees. When your actions are respectful, courteous, and helpful, you are behaving in an ethical manner. Practice ethical behavior in the shop by employing these 5 professional actions. Provide skilled and competent service. Be honest, courteous, and sincere. Avoid sharing clients' private matters with others, even your closest friends. Participate in continuing education and stay on track with new information, techniques, and skills. Give clients accurate information about treatments and products. Professional ethics. To be an ethical person, you should embody the following qualities. Self-care. To be helpful to others, it is essential to take care of yourself. Try the self-care test to assess how you are doing. Integrity. Maintain your integrity by aligning your behavior and actions to your values. For example, recommending products that clients do not really need is unethical behavior. On the other hand, if you feel that a client would benefit from certain products and additional services, it would be unethical not to give the client that information. Discretion. Do not share your personal issues with clients. Likewise, never breach confidentiality by repeating personal information that clients have shared with you. The self-care test. Some people know intuitively when they need to stop, take a break, or even take a day off. Other people forget to eat. You can judge how well you take care of yourself by noting how you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. There are some questions to ask yourself to see how you rate on the self-care scale. Number 1, do you wait until you are exhausted before you stop working? Do you forget to eat nutritious food and substitute junk food on the fly? Do you say you will exercise and then put off starting a program? Do you have proper sleep habits? Are you consistently nagging yourself about not being good enough? Are your relationship with people filled with conflict? When you think about the future, are you unclear about the direction you will take? Do you spend most of your spare time watching TV? Have you been told you are too stressed and yet you ignore these concerns? Do you waste time and then get angry with yourself? Score 5 points for each yes. A score of 0 through 15 says that you take pretty good care of yourself, but you would be wise to examine those questions you answered yes to. A score of 15 through 30 indicates that you need to rethink your priorities. A score of 30 to 50 is a strong statement that you are neglecting yourself and may be headed for a high stress and burnout. Reviewing the suggestions in Chapter 1 will help you get back on track. Communication. Your responsibility to behave ethically extends to your communications with customers and coworkers. Be aware of what you say and how you say it. Also be conscious of your nonverbal communication, such as facial expressions and body language, which is just as important as verbal communication. Check in. What are some examples of unethical conduct in the beauty industry? Develop a positive personality and attitude. Beauty professionals interact with people from all walks of life, every day, all day. It is useful, therefore, to have a sense of how different personality traits work together. Refer regularly to the following characteristics of a healthy, positive attitude. Diplomacy. Being assertive may help people to understand your position. However, it is a short step from assertive to being aggressive or even bullying. Take your attitude temperature to see how well you practice the art of diplomacy. Diplomacy, also known as tact, is the ability to deliver truthful, even sometimes critical or difficult messages in a kind way. Pleasing tone of voice. The tone of your voice is a personality trait. However, if your natural voice is harsh or if you tend to mumble, you can consciously improve it by speaking more softly or more clearly. Another technique is to smile when speaking, if it is appropriate. Smiling will help lift the tone of your voice, so practice it with speaking in person and when talking on the phone. The whole person. An individual's personality is the sum of their characteristics, attitude, and behavioral traits. Attitude improvement is a process that continues throughout life, in both your professional and personal life. A pleasing attitude gains more associates, clients, and friends. You will know you have a pleasing attitude when you are able to see the good in difficult situations. People enjoy the company of individuals who can put a positive spin on things. Emotional stability. Learning how to handle a confrontation and how to share your feelings in a professional manner is important to building emotional stability and control. Sensitivity. Being sensitive means being compassionate and responsive to other people. Values and goals. Values and goals guide our behavior and give us direction. Receptivity. Be interested in other people and responsive to their opinions, feelings, and ideas. Receptivity involves taking the time to really listen to others. Also, be open-minded and willing to work with all personality types. Effective communication skills. Commit to practicing effective communication through active listening and both verbal and nonverbal skills. Check in. What are the characteristics of a healthy, positive attitude? Apply life skills. Congratulations on completing this chapter. Before you move on, take a moment to think about how these life skill topics apply to your particular discipline. Discuss with a classmate or study group how success may be defined differently for your discipline, what unique demands your schedule may have, how you can address specific ethical dilemmas, and so on. Glossary. Ethics, the moral principles by which we live and work. Game plan, the conscious act of planning your life instead of just letting things happen. Goal setting, the identification of long-term and short-term goals that help you decide what you want out of life. Mind mapping, a graphic representation of an idea or problem that helps organize one's thoughts. Mission statement, a statement that establishes the purpose and values by which an individual or institution lives and works. It provides a sense of direction by defining guiding principles and clarifying goals, as well as how an organization operates. Mnemonic, any memorization device that helps a person recall information. Organization, a method used to store new information for short-term and long-term memory. Perfectionism, an unhealthy compulsion to do things perfectly. Prioritize, to make a list of tasks that need to be done in the order of most to least important. Procrastination, putting off until tomorrow what you can do today. Repetition, repeatedly saying, writing, or otherwise reviewing information until it is learned. Self-actualization, fulfilling one's full potential. And we will do chapter 2 in the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.